Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well. Last night we witnessed a heavyweight tactical battle between Chelsea and Barcelona. And trust me, it wasn't just a friendly tempo game. This was a statement match. So today I've got 6 major talking points, special mentions and a real discussion on what this performance actually means for Chelsea going forward. Let's dive right into it. Let's start with Enzo Maresca. This was one of the most mature game management display we've seen from him so far. The way he controlled the tempo, the way he managed players' minutes, made in-game tweaks without panicking, showed the coach that's thinking two or three phases ahead and not just reacting. What impressed me most about him was that he didn't chase Barcelona emotionally. He didn't try to match their echoes. He stayed calm, disciplined, and patient. And that mindset filtered straight into the players, which signifies growth. There was a time where he even also reacted and even got himself yellow carded. It showed that it showed that he was right even into the game. Even though he wasn't playing, he was on the touchline and playing alongside with the rest of the players. It just showed that he was fully invested. Like, this is a manager, this is a man who's come walked right into the club, and everyone was underwhelmed and not impressed with the signing of Enzo Maresca as Chelsea's coach. But now the man has grown into it and is proving everyone wrong, proving critics wrong that he belongs even in a position such as Chelsea, to coach a club such as Chelsea. And that's really, really impressive. My second talking point is the tactical setup. Chelsea didn't just sit back. They built in structured phases. The pressed in controlled triggers and transitioned with purpose. Barcelona wanted high possession, central overload, and fast switches, but Chelsea said, "No, we'll have you have the ball, but you will not have the space." Chelsea got right in front of them, stood in their faces, and were even more physical than Barcelona. Barcelona could not even cope with the intensity, with the pace at which Chelsea was going. Right from the start of the game to the end, Barcelona only had an opportunity that we nearly gave to them. That was in the first 10 minutes. The ball fell into the hands of Ferran Torres, and he couldn't even make anything of it. Besides that, Barcelona rarely or never even had a sniff on goal. The spacing between the midfield and defensive lines were very tight. The wide players tracked back properly, and the aggressions were measured and not reckless. This wasn't chaos football. It was just organized resistance with intent to strike. And that's just everything that Chelsea just did yesterday. Sometimes, so at towards the end of the game, the crowd at Stamford Bridge were laying Barcelona, which was supposed to be the other way around. Barcelona could not keep up. The tempo and the intensity that Chelsea played with, overpowering Barcelona. Reece James staying on Frankie de Jong like a rash. It was just pure class, utter dominance, right from the start of the game till the final whistle. And then my next talking point is Estevão William. Right now, I'm running out of words to describe just how good, how spectacular this young man is. At 18 years of age, he is not scared nor faced with anything. The happiness and joy that you see him play with is not something that you find or see week in, week out. He doesn't play like a teenager. His decision making, his composure and awareness are just elite signs. He just doesn't just dribble for the sake of it. He chooses his moment, and that's the difference between a talent, and a weapon. You see football pundit people like players like Thierry Henry coming on and saying that Enzo Maresca should allow the boy cook. And you understand where Henry is coming from. Gone are the days where we watch players come to the game with flair, with skills. The art of dribbling is starting to fade away. Not many coaches want to give their wide man, their attackers, or their wingers the room to dribble, to create chaos with their skills and all that. It, like I said in my previous video, everything now looks so tactical and choreographed and all that, repetition or repetition or repetition, where you hang on to the ball too much, then the manager loses his cool and all that. But with Estevão, it's not like that. It picks his moment like a seasoned player. It picks his moment to dribble. It is just exude elite signs. Like I said, I'm running out of words for him. He played like a magician in a positive way. And then you talk about Reece James. He was physically dominant yesterday. He played like a captain. He did everything as a captain will do. It showed that when the older generations were playing, he wasn't just around them for the sake of it. He learned everything that he needed to learn. Chelsea and Barcelona have always hated themselves like they play in the same league. But no. This is history. Barcelona do not do well at Stamford Bridge. And Reece James made sure that they never started or they didn't get the room to start at Stamford Bridge yet last night. You get to see that when Reece James is fit and focused, it changes the entire structure of Chelsea's right side, and that's just it. The way he complemented Caicedo at the base of the midfield, like I said, was on Frankie de Jong like Rash, supporting the attack and dropping back to support to help the defense line. And then you talk about Enzo Fernández. This was one of his most intelligent games that we've seen of Enzo Fernández yesterday. The man is improving week in, week out. I saw Enzo Fernández yesterday. He played like prime Iniesta and Luka Modric at the same time. The way he controlled the tempo of the game, the line-breaking passes, his defensive positioning, he was just completely aware of everything. He was the only one who argued with the officials yesterday that he was not offside, even when the rest of the players felt like they nearly agreed to what the officials had said. But he recognized that he was not offside, and he argued it until they were able to check it, and he was right. He was spot on. Now we're no longer talking about the price that Chelsea paid to get Enzo Fernández, because man is living up to it. His form of late is, and the combination of Enzo Fernández and Moises Caicedo right now, whoever comes up against them needs to be worried. Take it from me. I'm not saying this because it's a Chelsea fan talking. I'm saying it as a football fan. The partnership of Enzo Fernández and Moises Caicedo is right now the best partnership in the league, and right now it's starting to compete with the rest of the European giants. He didn't not force any Euro football. He ran the game and ran the show from deep. He ran the rhythm. And that's Enzo Fernández, who's no longer faced with the price tag. He's no longer faced with the pressure of playing for Chelsea. No longer faced with the amount that he was signed with. I loved everything about Enzo Fernández yesterday. Like I said, I would not have been upset if he got given the man of the match. And then we'll talk about Malo Gusto. Man played like a madman. He played like someone on steroids. He ran up and down, and at some point I was scared when he got subbed off because of the clash he had with the Barcelona player. He had energy for days. He never hid nor shied away. His constant overlaps and recovery runs was just there all through yesterday. Like the whole team yesterday against Barcelona gave the least I would say was a 9 out of 10. And I'll probably say that's to Garnacho. But Garnacho, even on his own, was ready. He showed up, and everyone showed up to the game. This is what we're talking about. And I understand that this is not going to be consistent. We're not going to win all the matches. We have football fans that criticize Chelsea for winning the Club World Cup last season. In the summer, and winning the Conference Cup. Danny Murphy, Jamie Carragher, and even fans alike were on Chelsea's neck because they said Chelsea won the Club World Cup because they didn't play with giant and top giants from Europe. Well, what are you guys going to say now? Because Chelsea beat PSG. PSG would have loved to win the Club World Cup, but Chelsea thrashed them. We went up against Liverpool and we beat Liverpool. We faced Tottenham and yes, we beat Tottenham. And we come up against Barcelona and then we give Barcelona a game of their life under the lights at Stamford Bridge. So what are you guys going to say now? What's going to be the excuse? We're saying that Chelsea won a glorified cup in Conference Cup and in the Club World Cup. But with Chelsea starting to prove everyone right, prove everyone wrong rather, that it wasn't just, it's not a fluke. They are there to compete. What am I saying? Am I saying that we're going to get this kind of performance week in, week out? No, definitely not. This is only just showing that Chelsea, the blueprint is starting to show. The plan that this Clear Lake and Todd Bowley have is starting to arch, and it is going in the right direction. And then you talk about Cucurella. Honestly, Cucurella right now is the best left back in Europe right now. Deserved the man of the match award because he literally had Lamine Yamal in his pocket for the entirety of the time that Lamine Yamal was on the field. He had Lamine Yamal in his pocket. Yamal was the second best player last season, second nominated for Ballon d'Or. And he had Yamal in his pocket. When he came on the news during the match conference prior to the game, and said he told Estevão Willian to put on his shin pads because he was practicing already. He was going to use Estevão Willian to prepare for Lamine Yamal. That's crazy, man. This was the same Cucurella who a lot of people questioned and criticized for coming to a club and not performing, me included. But we can see how much Cucurella has grown. His defensive composure, even against Yamal yesterday, inverting, smart positioning, his pull out was what led to the own goal, courtesy of Kunde. Man is showing growth, and since he came back from the Euros, he has gone from one level to the other. And then you talk about the mentality shift. Chelsea no longer looks soft anymore. This, which is the biggest takeaway for me. The old Chelsea of last season, they will panic under pressure. Mental switches off. The emotional collapse, that was Chelsea. But this Chelsea of this season, we're starting to see the Chelsea that stay compact after setbacks, communicate constantly, and never emotionally folded. You could literally see the players resetting each other after mistakes. That's mentality coaching. That's Maresca's fingerprints all over the squad. Then you talk about the rotation without drop off. And let's be real, Chelsea rotated heavily. Sometimes the way Maresca rotates the players, it gets you questioning his idea and intention behind his rotation. Yet the structure stays intact, just like against Barcelona yesterday. The structure stayed intact. The pressing did not die. The confidence didn't drop. And that tells me that the tactical education is starting to sink in. Not just the starters, the entire squad understands the system. They are showing that they are understanding the system, and this is just how elite teams are built. And then my last point is the identity over individual brilliance. Chelsea didn't depend on a single star. This is a team that played and went up against Barcelona without Cole Palmer, without Levi Colwill, even Romeo Lavia. And do not forget, it started the game. No one expected that Pedro Neto would play as a leading nine, start as a nine, as a striker. And his upper body positioning was just there. It gave the defenders a run for their money. Chelsea did not depend on an individual or one magic moment. Everything came from the shape, the movement, the coordinated pressing, and collective recovery. This wasn't someone save us football. This was we solve the problem together, and that's huge. And with this, I also want to give special mentions, even beyond the names that were not mentioned. And then I'll start with the centre backs. The centre backs managed space brilliantly against Barcelona's inside forward. The Robert Sanchez is starting to grow into it. I talked about him in my previous video, and I'm talking about him now. And the confidence that Robert Sanchez is showing for the last few weeks has been elite, has been spectacular. The way he commands the box, the way he comes to collect the ball, even in the air, aerially, and even on the ground. His passes, his throws, and everything are just there. His distribution, even under pressure, is clean, spot on. The midfield shape as well did not even collapse. The bench impact actually lifted the tempo, and then we got 3 goals that were chopped off due to offside. Enzo Fernández had 2 goals rolled off. Liam Delap came on and scored. A player who was last season playing for Ipswich, moving to a club like Chelsea and scoring his first goal of the season against a Barcelona side. Andre Santos came on and also scored, even though his goal was ruled out. Andre Santos has also come on and is starting to show maturity and growth. This wasn't one of those games where only 2 or 3 players will show up. It was a full squad performance. It wasn't just a game about the scoreline. It was about the tactical discipline, growing mentality, system maturity, players' confidence, and manager control. Chelsea did not look like a rebuilding team last night, and that's just the truth. Take it from me. Am I saying that Chelsea are ready to compete and all that? Probably not. But are we going to be around that? Are we going to be around the shout? I dare say yes. They look like a team that's starting to understand who they are. And that's everything I have for you guys tonight. Let me know what you guys think about everything that I've said in your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and then please and please help me share this video, because that's the only way you help this channel grow. I really like you guys to engage me in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think I didn't mention. If you think I didn't make special mentions in the what player did deserve mentions, let me know in the comment section below. And then yeah, tonight we're also having another Champions League match. If there's anything, I'll be here to give you guys my reaction against. That reminds me, what's happening with Guardiola's Manchester City? They're starting to crumble. Like, Barcelona are starting to look. Manchester City are starting to look very awful defensively. Anyway, Newcastle also lost as well. Yeah, some pundits are already saying that Chelsea beating Barcelona was expected and all that. That their Barcelona team is they're only there because of the name that precedes this current Barcelona team. That the real test is going to be against Arsenal. Well, one thing I'm going to say against Arsenal, again, I'm not saying, listen, I'm not going to try to big Chelsea up and all that, but one thing I'm going to say is do not underestimate Chelsea right now. If you underestimate Chelsea, especially when you're coming to the bridge, then you're going to be in. You're going to be made to eat your words, and that's just everything I have to say. That's all for now. I'll see you guys and catch you guys in the next video. Cool. Bye.